Hey guys, today we're going to be doing my June wrap-up and my July TBR. So, June was kind of a weird month reading-wise for me. I technically only made it through one book, and I've just barely started another one, and it's like the 26th. So I only have a couple days left in the month. I'm definitely not going to finish this other book. It was on my TBR for this month, so yeah. That being said, you will notice my TBR for July is probably on the lighter side because I am traveling early in the month, and then gearing up for school that starts the end of August, so, just a little busy. So I'm not going to be reading as much. I'm not anticipating I'll read as much. This time of year, it is pretty typical for me to read slower and to read less because I'm outside a lot. I'm out doing things when the weather's good, and then when it gets cold and I just want to hibernate, I read more. So September and onward, I tend to read more in the wintertime. All right, so I just want to go ahead and dive right into it. I read a ton of manga in June, and then one book. The book that I read was The Unspoken Name. I gave it 5 stars. I do want to go into depth a little bit about... I fucking loved this book, first of all. I do want to go into a little bit more depth here about why I loved it, because I'm trying to be a little more detailed in my wrap-ups, just because I don't do dedicated reviews right now, but that might change. I know they don't perform on YouTube, but I honestly just don't care. So, The Unspoken Name is a adult... It could probably be considered YA. I mean, it's a little, violent, but it's... Other than that, it's not really that bad. So, new adult fantasy. It deals with basically societies or worlds that are connected by this thing called the maze, and there's portals. They call them gates, and then you can travel freely between them. It does give me very similar vibes to the Founders trilogy, which I also really like. I know it's kind of, some people don't like it as much, but I do. So it had kind of vibes like that, I think. I really like the characters in this story, honestly. I spent the whole month reading it and just enjoying every minute of it. It does deal with magic. There's, gods, goddesses involved, and really I'm a sucker for anything like that that's, mythology or gods involved. Yeah, so overall, I really liked The Unspoken Name. Again, I give it 5 stars. Probably one of the best books I'm going to read this year, if I'm being honest with you, and I want to get to the sequel immediately. I don't want to wait. But I'm going to force myself not to read it in July because Lachlan's comes out, which is the 3rd book in the Founders trilogy and the last book from what I understand. So I am really pumped to read that. So I'm going to take a break, read that, maybe some other things if I can get to them. And then probably in August, I'll read The Thousand Eyes. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what this author comes out with going forward because I really liked it. I don't have a lot of complaints. And then diving into all the manga that I read in June, I read Tomi, and controversial opinion maybe, but I gave it 3 stars. It was just okay. I feel like you can tell it's some of Junji Ito's older work at this point, and I feel like you can really tell that his storytelling in particular, the story half of his books, his work, you can really tell that he's grown in terms of his storytelling since Tomi, when you compare the newer works now. So that's just how I felt. It was just okay. Probably not my favorite of his works. For Junji Ito, it's the typical content warnings for violence, sometimes sexual type stuff, and generally body horror. He is a horror manga artist, so, that's kind of what you come to expect. Tomi is a little bit on the supernatural side of things, as most of his work really is. It deals with our main character, Tomi, who is kind of a succubus type thing. It kind of spins on its head the trope of a man stalking a woman because he loves her so much, that type of thing. Tomi stalks her victims and forces them to become obsessively in love with her, and then either kills them or forces them to kill themselves or kill other people, that type of thing. Drives them to insanity. She's basically a spirit haunting people over the course of years. So my main complaint with Tomi is it's so fucking long. I have the whole hardback because that's pretty much all you can buy these days. it's really unnecessarily long, in my opinion. There was a lot in the middle that I felt like, either could have been condensed or just like we could have cut some of this out because it gets kind of repetitive. Another manga I started this month and I really loved it and I'm obsessed. I think I've given all of the issues that I've read, or all the volumes I've read so far, 5 stars. I plan to continue reading this in July, hoping to get like completely up to date on what's released. And that is Toilet Bound Hanako. I want it noted that I read Toilet Bound Hanako 1 through 11. I think actually, yes, 1 through 11. I'm in 12 right now. So I read a ton of Hanako in June. It's pretty much what I spent the entire month reading, other than the Unspoken name. So first of all, what originally attracted me to this manga was the art, okay? And I thought, I watched a little bit of the anime when it first came out, and I just wasn't hooked. I'm going to be honest. I came back to this because I was like, man, I just have to give it a shot. The art sounds really good. I was curiously Googling manga for people who love Noragami, okay? This is how I came upon Bleach. I've known about Bleach. It's been out for, like, ever. And I knew it kind of was like a fantasy, supernatural type thing, but I was, like, not convinced because it's so old, and I was like, it has to be, like, cheesy. Bleach is awesome. It stands the test of time. But anyways, Toilet Bound Hanako came up on the list, and I was like, okay, I understood it dealt with these school mysteries. They're supernaturals in the school. So anyways, going down this rabbit hole of manga that is similar to Noragami is what led me to pick this up finally and really just honestly give it a shot, and I'm so glad I did. Yeah, so it's a fantasy school setting, kind of mystery. There's some element of like intrigue into the characters, especially. I noticed there's a lot of similar archetypes to the characters in Noragami, so like the main 3 characters kind of follow the same archetype of character. Not a complaint necessarily, because I feel like this is pretty typical when there's like a trio involved in an anime or a manga. So, it is what it is. That's just something to be noted. I personally like the characters in both of them, so, Yeah, so I'm mostly curious how other people feel about this manga. I know it's been out for a while. We have quite a few story arcs out already now. I don't see a lot of people, like, raving about it, so I'm curious how people feel about this. If you've read any of it, or, like, I guess if you watch the anime, I haven't finished what's out of the anime, but if you've read the manga, let me know what you think, because, yeah, honestly, Hanako is a baby cinnamon roll, and I need to protect him. Then I read Bleach 6 through 9. I gave it 4 stars. Honestly, I'm like on such a Hanako binge that I can't read anything else. So I did read a little bit of Bleach. It's starting to pick up again in terms of the story where I'm at, like a big kind of thing started, a big new arc. Yeah, so overall, I did enjoy it. 4 stars. I'm going to keep reading it. I still have a bunch of them loaned from the library, so we're going to keep going there. Anyways, that's what I read in June, and now I want to dive just right in and do my July TBR. In July, I want to read Bleach 10 through 15. These are the ones I still have on loan from the library, and I already got, like, I think maybe 1-2 renewals, so I have to get them done. I have to do them in July and return them, and then we'll see how I'm feeling from there. But 5 more issues at least of Bleach. Like I said before, I really want to get up to date on Hanako. Yeah, so I'm just gonna binge read that. I'll probably get it done in like 2 days, knowing me. I want to read Lachlan's. This comes out, it's supposed to arrive this upcoming Tuesday, so I think the 28th or the 29th. So it technically comes out the end of June, but I'm planning on taking this with me to New Hampshire when we go up the end of this week. So we're going like the 4th of July. That's the only book I'm taking along other than my Kindle. Yeah, I'm really pumped to finish this. I need to like refresh my brain without rereading the first 2 books because I don't quite remember what all happened. So yes, I'm really excited to read this. This is, I think, the finale to this series, and I'm pumped to see what happens, because from what I can remember, I think we ended on a really intense cliffhanger in the second book. In July, I also still really want to read Lore Olympus 1. I've put this on my TBR for like 2 months now. It's really quick. It's going to be a really quick read, so I just need to sit down and do it. This is a Persephone and Hades retelling. It is the actual print copy that I own, but you can read the webcomic online from what I understand. And that's where it originated. So, and then I want to read King of Battle and Blood. This is the book that I just started. I am 2 chapters in, I want to say. And within the first 2 pages, felt like maybe I was reading another story. So we'll see how I feel as I progress through this, but I'm going to keep going, even though I was like, this is too many parallels. The names of people are very similar and in a very weird way. The names of cities are very similar in a very weird way. I know that vampires are making a comeback, but this almost feels like too similar so far. Which in some ways, like the plot, the romance, the like type of trope it is, it's from what I understand, a hate to love kind of. So, you know, those are just like whatever. Those are tropes. The plot itself, it's like war, two opposing sides of a war, that type of thing. It's just kind of, I'm not going to hold that against her in a personal type of thing, but like the fact that the cities we're immediately introduced to have very similar names, and some of the characters have very similar names, was just a little jarring. I actually like closed the book and looked at the cover and said, am I reading Armentrout right now? No, I'm not. So we'll see. Anyways, I just wanted to put that in there because it was something I immediately noticed. So yeah, I'm gonna continue reading that. I'll probably take that one with me on vacation unless I manage to finish it before then. This week is gonna be busy with me, having to leave at the end of the week. So I highly doubt that, but I'll take it along if I'm in the middle of it. We'll see. Yeah. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please leave me a comment in the comment box down below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Consider subscribing if you want to see more from me. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.